What is going on, my friends? I hope you are doing well today. The team at TRE wants to say thank you so much for all the support. Thank you for joining today. This is the Real Estate Podcast, and we want you guys to do us a solid. If you don't mind, can you help us get the message out? We believe that real estate can be for anybody, and we believe there's opportunities for people to grow with us. So if you can, please share, subscribe, like, comment. Thank you for being here on our journey, and we are going to continue to add as much value as we possibly can and try to shake up the industry. Let's dive in.
But I'm very curious. I think that, this wasn't much of a downturn. Things haven't gotten that bad. Housing prices lowered quite a bit, and demand stopped because of the rise in interest rates and the increase in inventory. But that's just one little sector.
Sure.
The economy as a whole hasn't really gone down that bad. I mean, unemployment's not that bad. All right, welcome to the Real Estate Podcast. Matt Teifke, Alex Kaufman.
Morning.
How was the 10 acres yesterday?
Dude, it was awesome. So we went in, we met Ann in Miami at the Cardone conference. Morning, everybody. And she invited us to come look at this property. It's pretty interesting because it's 14 acres, literally adjacent to 10X. It's connected.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting how that worked out.
But she's been trying to pitch this deal to them. Like, she tried to pitch it at the first event. They did another event the next weekend that people that signed up for went to, that Grant wasn't at. And, you and I know what's going on in some sense with these operations on these events. But she still hadn't really been able to pitch it.
What do you mean? Because
I'm like, well, what does he think about it? He's like, he's not really looked at it. And that's literally why she went in the first place and then why she went the second time. But he hadn't sat down to think about it. I feel like she's mentioned it.
Well, what's the price look like?
$10 million, but 14 acres right on that hill, regardless of what the price is, they have to take a strong look at that. Mm-hmm. It's connected and it's on the hill. You could just go build probably the same exact size they have now. Right. Or maybe he builds an office. He's got the headquarter in Arizona, Florida, and then Austin. Yeah. It's the top of Austin. There's very few properties that are higher. Mm-hmm. So it's cool, man.
Yeah. So she's just having trouble selling it?
She hadn't even started marketing it. She just knows the owners.
She had it.
So she's cool, man. I mean, she's been in the business for 2 years, but she's not, an expert. She's new, right? So there's no listing. She just knows these people. She's really plugged in that Westlake, West Austin demographic, but she hadn't started pitching it to anybody. She just knows about it. It's not even a listing or anything. Yeah. She knows the owners well.
What does the 14 acres look like? Is it flat?
No, it's pretty mountainous. Yeah. Bunch of trees. So it was cool, man. It was interesting how it all came together, though.
What are the current owners? They've had this for a long time?
Yeah. Champion family.
Was it longer? Was it bigger? Then they sold off 10 here, 20 here?
No.
Or it's been 14, that. Sorry.
Yeah, just been that. So it was cool. We hung out there and tossed the Frisbee around a little bit up there and had some good views. And then Lexi and I did a little date night last night, which was cool.
Where'd y'all go?
You ever been to Fresca's? You been there? It's good, man.
Where
it's right on South Lamar, and you just go up to the window and order, but it's chicken and we got cauliflower and beets and stuff. But you'll get a whole chicken, and you can make tacos out of it. It's really good. It was somewhat pricey for two of us, and I got a lot of stuff, but it was $80. But we got 4 or 5 appetizers. She got a power bowl. We got the full chicken, and yeah, man, it's a good place. I think it's a little bit underrated. And then it'd be good to just update everybody on what's new. We got a lot of changes, and man, I've been hitting the gym 5 a.m. 16 days straight with my brother.
Oh, that's cool.
Dude.
Sam's going with you?
Uh-huh. And it just so...
Where y'all go?
YMCA, and we'll work out. And I don't know about you. Maybe we can talk about this, but I was like falling into the trap of, like, in high school, you start working out and like you're cranking, right? Like you're like maxing out your bench and maxing out your squat. I feel like it's just such a bad way to learn how to work out.
Yeah, I've heard you talk about this many times.
I don't know if I've had this. Yeah, I've probably talked about that.
Like, wanting to throw on 2 plates. And
Yeah,
when you should have had 25 on.
Yeah, I've talked about that, but also like to the further point with Sam is like, dude, we'll just go in there and like get 10 minutes of cardio. We'll do like 4 or 5 workouts like we did back, and we'll push it, but we're not like going crazy.
Yeah.
And like it's just consistency is where it's at,
Yeah.
I mean, you go in there and you start cranking, and then you're sore and you don't work out for a couple of days, and we look at these guys and they're like 80 and they're in there, and we're like, we want to be like that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do that, or what's your kind of way about going about it?
So I go every day,
Mm-hmm.
and every day I work out a different muscle group.
Mm-hmm.
So like today was upper chest, so I only do upper chest exercises. So dumbbells,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't. I usually do sets of about 8 to 12.
Yep. Like 4 sets.
Yeah, 3 or 4 sets of about 8 to 12. I always do drop sets, so I don't take breaks. Like I do two exercises at a time, back to back to back to back to back.
Mm-hmm.
So like today I did incline dumbbell,
Mm-hmm.
and increasingly over the last 7 years,
Mm-hmm.
weight's gotten heavier.
Right.
But like 75s
Nice.
sets of about 8
Mm-hmm.
to 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll do flies. So incline dumbbell, and then as soon as those 8 are done, I do flies, sets of 8, incline flies, and then back to dumbbell, then flies, dumbbell flies, and then more dumbbell, kind of, I don't even know what you call it, but keep them inside, and so you're really pushing the inside of your chest.
Nice.
Then cables, and then tomorrow it'll be lower chest.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yesterday was flat bench.
Nice.
So flat bench, incline, then decline.
Nice.
And then I go to back. Then
Yep.
I'll do back with weights, and then I'll do back with cables.
Nice.
And then after that it'll be shoulders.
Do you do sauna or cardio?
So what I like about, I don't do cardio, like go sit on the treadmill or run on the treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
But with the drop sets, it's kind of like cardio because you're not taking any breaks.
Right.
So you're constantly
Yeah.
moving. But I do sauna every day.
Nice. You talk to people?
No.
You listen to music or anything?
Just watch stuff on my phone.
I'm in there with the preacher sauna, dude.
Yeah.
You heard about this? The sauna preacher?
Where you're talking to people and
Sam.
yeah.
He goes to, like, we'll be having like a deep conversation and someone comes in and I'm kind of like, all right, let's stop talking. Sam just keeps going.
Yeah.
And people start jumping in. It's pretty cool.
No, I don't talk to anybody at the gym.
Yeah. I'm like that. I would be like that. We got something cool I'll tell you about what's going on. But the other thing that I really enjoy doing is like really just going slower with everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could like go pump out or you just go slower. I feel like you're getting like 50% more.
I'm not a fitness expert, but I've listened to a lot of them, and a lot of them say that, one of the best ways to get stronger is to do 6 to about do enough weight where you're doing about 6 to 8 reps, and 6 to 8 reps, and you're focusing on your form. So the form is really important. So
Right.
you're kind of explosive up and then slow back down.
I like that. Nice. I like that. I'll try that. Right on. Well, so what I've been doing is I talked to my neighbor too. Big ol' guy from Africa. He's 300. I'm 230, and he was talking about wanting to get in shape and everything. And I was like, I went over there and I was like, dude, let's have a, I want to help you. Let's keep you accountable. So he decided that let's do a bet who can lose more weight, and he's putting it on paper and everything. And I go this morning. I'm walking in at 5, and there he is
Leaving?
walking in.
Oh.
Because they open at 5.
Uh-huh.
And just a good dude, man. Like, there's very few people that I've been around like him where you go sit with him and he'll just start asking all these questions, but like really in depth, almost like a childlike, but just not normal conversation. Like, what's the best day of your life, Alex? Or like, what was one time that you were really scared? He's just like asking these questions. It's cool. And so he's working out with his buddy, and we start talking about getting some guys together, working out, maybe doing some kind of Bible study. And I started thinking about maybe teaming up with JMP. He's got that Leander Dads group. Maybe I do a Round Rock Dads group similar to what he's doing.
Yeah.
And it's just cool, man. Like, God's working in different ways, and you just have to feel good physically. I know you know this. Have you, since you've been doing this, like, have you had any time that you've kind of fell off, or like you took off like a week or 2 weeks? Nothing?
No, I've always gone.
This is a cool way to do it.
I guess, yeah. It's
better than that.
No, I've always gone to the gym every day for since probably since 2015. Probably since like January 2016. Every day.
No days off.
No. I mean, there's been like, I may not go like once or twice a year.
But you never like fallen off for like a week or anything like that.
No, never.
That's great.
Nutrition, I've fallen off many times.
but you're working out. I mean,
yeah, I've always gone to the gym. Ever since I started, I mean, ever since I started, it's been a requirement for my day. And if I don't go to the gym, and it's not like, I'm not trying to become a bodybuilder. That's not the goal at all.
Yeah.
I want to get stronger and I want to be healthy, but most importantly, it's more so for the remaining, 23 hours of the day is I go to the gym so that the remaining 23 hours are productive.
Yeah.
'Cause if I don't, it's not productive.
Yeah.
I don't feel good. I don't have a good attitude. Like it plays into every single aspect of my life.
I know, dude. It's so crazy. I'd love to hear if you guys have any routines that you're working on, but the days that I wake up at 5 and work out, my day is 100 times better than the days that I don't. So I got to just keep doing it.
Yeah, and that's just one piece of it.
No audio. Oh my gosh, no audio. Thanks, guys. Now we got the audio.
The workout's just one piece of it. Then the other aspect is the nutrition.
Yeah.
'Cause that's another thing that, it doesn't matter if I go to the gym in the morning. If I left the gym and went and drank like I don't know, Coke or Monster, and then I ate like a donut for breakfast, and then I ate a double cheeseburger for lunch, my day is not going to be good. It'll still be ruined.
Right.
So the gym is like the first aspect of it. Then it's, what I put in my body for the rest. And then even to, what I eat at night. If I eat unhealthy the night before and just really go hard and eat really bad, then the next morning at the gym is affected.
Right.
And like I haven't been hungover in a long time, but I feel hungover. Like my body doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And it affects, how I perform at the gym, which then affects how I perform the rest of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. We're just talking about habits. Tiff, hey, is audio working? Let me know. Talking about habits I've been 16 days in now working out at 5 a.m. and just feeling a lot better. I've never been a big New Year's resolution guy, but this New Year's like just kicked it off. I was like, all right, let's do it. I've been working out 2 days a week for a while with James, but the everyday thing's been a game changer.
2 days is better than no days.
For sure. Got to do it though.
It's like, treating it just like real estate. If we only worked in our real estate business for 2 days a week.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just feeling good.
Have you, where are you at in your weight loss?
So I started at 233. That's a lot. I mean,
you're not a small guy. Like,
yeah.
Not in a,
no.
Like you're taller and you're kind of, so I don't know what's average weight for someone, your height and size and everything.
Still no audio. I think I need to be at 200.
Okay.
I think I need. Can you check audio? If you don't mind. I think I need to be at 200. I'm at 230. But so now I'm down to 225.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So you lost 8.
And that's the thing that's
16 days.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's kind of cool for me is that, business and work, like, that hard work pays off, but there's still a risk level. Like, you can work hard and grind, and things could go bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, depending on how big you're going. Like, someone was asking me about, or Annie was asking me about Grant, and a lot of people have their opinions. Like, is Grant real? Is he not? And I'm like, he's real. Whether, this thing turns out great or not, that's how business is.
Real in what sense?
Like, he's, there people wonder, like, is he just taking the money and maybe even, like, putting it into other things, or who knows, right? Like Ponzi scheme type stuff. And people take risks in business and knock on wood, I want Grant and everyone to succeed, but things can go bad quickly. Like those deals that he pulled out of, that he was talking about, that he had $1 billion about to, go towards acquisitions. Mm-hmm. He could have bought those, and things could have gone really bad.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't mean that he's not, that wouldn't mean he's a fraud or anything. It's just there's that business risk. But my point was that in business, you can grind, and that hard work pays off, but things can go good or bad. In working out, like, you're basically guaranteed things will just get better, 100%. You work out, you eat right, like, you're going to see the results. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of cool. It's simple, but I just like that idea.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. Yeah.
What are you saying? Like, you think different on the business side?
No, it's just you're right. It's just two different things.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you were to take, it's just like saying, that's like comparing. I mean, a good example of that would be like, you show up to work every day. Mm-hmm. You're gonna get paid every day for showing up to work every day.
Right.
But on the physical,
but you're like built. I mean, like, because I'm just coming from a perspective of, like, I've been trying to build this business with you and on my own for, like, I was just trying to build and, like, hoping that it works out the way we want it to.
Right.
And no guarantees to that.
Right. But it's kind of the extreme on the work side, compared to going to a job where you're getting a paycheck, similar to going to the gym every day where you're going to see the results. Mm. But, like, on the physical fitness side, if you're doing stuff like, I don't know, David Goggins or Wim Hof, and you're doing the extreme side of the physical fitness stuff, it could not work out too. You could experience a lot of negative things.
Get injured and stuff like that.
I mean, you know who Wim Hof is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, or pushing and, climbing mountains, you could die.
Sure.
And a lot of people die by taking extreme risks like that on the physical fitness.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's just a level of risk.
Right.
Risk reward. Yeah, makes sense.
It's time you start taking action on your future and start taking care of your income. One way that you can do that this year is with wholesaling. With wholesaling, you don't have to buy all these properties. You don't have to have good credit. You don't have to have a lot of money. But with wholesaling, you can stack up your cash to then go and buy real estate to create generational wealth. We've had some major wholesale fees, upwards of $700,000 plus. And the way that we've done this is by a proven process. We've done this for a long time, and we figured out the key to identifying motivation, getting properties under contract, connecting them with a buyer, getting it sold, and getting paid our money. We have a wholesale course that is just for you that explains this entire process. This course is a jumpstart to wholesaling. It is designed to get you to take action. It tells you the bullet points, it tells you the highlights, and it covers in a very direct way exactly what you need to do with the following action steps to then go and take action on starting to make money in wholesaling. It covers how to identify deals. It covers the different types of sellers, going under contract with sellers, finding buyers, marketing to buyers, going under contract with buyers, and seeing it all the way through closing to get paid a big wholesale fee. Make sure you sign up for the wholesale course, and I want you to get out there and make 2023 the best year you possibly can.
Right on.
You want to talk about agent success, and
it'd be great.
We're going to change that.
Entrepreneur department.
I think we're going to change it to
the thing that I'm really excited about. You texted me and you said that Dorian's happy.
Yeah. And
I told Lexi, I'm like, that's great. That's a as you know, that's a really big deal. The people that we're working with and teaming up with, if they're happy and they're feeling good and on fire, that's a huge win. And especially if it's a killer, an entrepreneur. So I loved hearing that. I'd love to hear kind of what's going on with the department and, you know, if there's anything new with Doreen. But I'm just pumped up, man. We're focusing on the right people now, which is the thing that I've been missing for a long time. I've just been focusing on everybody. So it's been really freeing.
Yeah.
And John Michael said this, and I liked it. Is he said, you know, be a lighthouse and not a tugboat. And I was doing that, man. I was trying to tug people along, and when I step back and the people that you and I are trying to, you know, be around business wise, they've never done what I was doing to other people. Like Grant's never like, hey guys, you getting it today? What's your goals?
Well, he might. I mean, he might have. You know, you can't say that.
No, I'm saying to us.
Right, I know, but he's also, you know, maybe he learned that lesson a long time ago.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure he was.
You're probably right. But it's a freeing thing. The tugboat's letting go.
Right. No, I agree. I think it is great. Attract the ships that can make it to the lighthouse versus trying to tug the ones that are struggling to float.
Yeah.
But with the entrepreneur success department, there will be some things that change in a very positive way to build to better build the environment for the entrepreneur. I mean, I explained this to our departments when we were making some changes. But for the longest time, and you know, you and I had this conversation when we were driving back from Dallas, but for the longest time we would say, you know, not your average brokerage or whatever, and in and on, and entrepreneur, and we would say all those things, but our actions on the agent success side showed something completely different. Our actions on the agent success side showed that we were building a traditional brokerage. We were trying to put the traditional stuff in place,
right?
Because they needed it, or they said they needed it.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we kept saying this, and we lived it, but within that specific department, our actions showed something different, and we were trying to be something that we weren't.
Right.
And so that's done with.
Yeah.
And there will be a lot of things that do change, but we will be creating the environment for the entrepreneur. And I don't know exactly what that looks like. Doreen and I are gonna we're meeting today. We're gonna have our first, you know, official meeting towards taking action moving forward. I don't want to rush her into things. You know, I don't want, you know, we're still in the process of cleaning up other things over there, and I don't want to just be like, boom, all right, here's all, you know.
Yeah.
So for the next 2 weeks, I'm still filling in over here. But for the next 2 weeks, we'll be kind of getting in there, coming up with the game plan forward. But everybody's really excited. Doreen is amazing. She brings a lot of wealth, knowledge, energy, experience. So it's going to be great.
Yeah, dude. And you're right. It's a good point. The entrepreneur is what we should be focusing on. And we have in a sense, but not in the things that we're like creating classes for and building for. And if we can train them, that really is our differentiator.
But
we were just doing too much.
No, not necessarily. It was, we were focusing on the wrong thing. We were focusing on trying to turn people into entrepreneurs, which didn't work. And we were also focusing on providing things that didn't fully align with the entrepreneur path, because of all the things we would hear, and we would try and accommodate that, and we would try and give the people what they said they needed or wanted. Right?
Yeah.
You know, classes, checklist, whatever, right?
Sure.
We tried to put that in place to serve them, in the hopes that it would get them over the bridge to the entrepreneur path, and that didn't work.
Yeah.
So, we're just focusing on the entrepreneur path.
Yeah, man, that's exciting. I'm pumped up to see what it turns into.
Me too. I'm excited. Like you said, being around great people, and I love working with During.
Yeah, man. Well, that's the goal, right? So now it's less of trying to convert people to entrepreneurs and more of finding the entrepreneurs and then fostering growth for them.
Right.
So I was out at radio yesterday all day, and Xavier's been shadowing me, and I just tell him go do this and go do that, and I had people coming in and out, and I was like, man, it'd be kind of cool. It's just a random idea, but if I go to a coffee shop all day to put up a sign, it's come talk real estate. Just got to be people that would come walk up and talk to you, right? And we can do that all over the city, and maybe make some videos about it, but just meet some new people.
Yeah.
And so for me, man, it's been a blessing I feel like I've kind of been freed up from that tugboat and more just really able to tap into what I think is my best skill set, which is really just being the visionary in a sense, and trying to figure out the best way to bring new things or new ideas to the table. So I appreciate you holding down operations, and you're adapting, right? It's you fill in machine, shift to agent success, and you just gotta do what you gotta do. And then I think we've learned a lot. I don't know if this is something you learned or not, but when you're saying throw Doreen into all this stuff, at least for me, that's what I would have done 6 months ago or a year ago. Hey, come just do all this. But it's so much more beneficial to really understand it. And I came up with this little quote for myself, but it was you make money when times are good, and you make moves when they're not. And when things are good, we were making money. So it was kind of working. And we just kept going down that path. But when the market shifts, that's when you got to figure out a new direction in a sense.
Yeah.
So calling all entrepreneurs, doors open, any city in the world.
Any city,
HQ, any city, any state. Mars when Elon gets there, is Alex's quote. But yeah, man, so I've been really focusing on trying to figure out direction, and also working on new capital partners. I got 2 big ones. So I met this guy from Tidal yesterday, and I almost called him and canceled. I'm why am I meeting this guy? And it's perfect example of the networking. I mean, this guy, he's an agent. No, this is different. So Tyler is an agent with us that joined that worked for Amherst, and they're huge. They buy all these properties, but the title guy solely has 3 iBuyers that he does all the title work for. One's called Avenue A, and the other one's called Evergreen, and he's connecting with me with them, and maybe there are buyers for these larger deals.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so we're sitting on with Josh and Bryant and some other ones that I've been working on, maybe 10 packages of houses, anywhere from 10 to 50, and we're just sitting on them.
Right.
And the market's shifting a little bit.
They may not be there for long.
That's what I'm saying. Dude, they're already selling.
Yeah.
Dude, I knew we had a window, but if it's what I'm thinking and what you brought up the other day of maybe, hitting the bottom in a sense, maybe that window's closing already. There's a lot of people that think it's going to get worse.
Yeah, I know.
That's the predominant thought I'm hearing.
It's hard to tell, and it's just it may be very early on in the cycle here, but Fed is still rising rates, but at a slower pace. Jason mentioned yesterday, the day before, 10 years coming down a little bit. Here in Austin, we're seeing activity pick back up at the start of the year, but then anytime I open my phone, Google just laid off 12,000 people, Microsoft laying off, blah, 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 and so they're preparing for something.
God,
maybe
dude,
they,
12,000,
maybe they overextended themselves, but they're also preparing too. So,
Sure.
I watch, I'm looking at that too, and then looking at what the largest companies are doing.
That's so crazy to really think about.
12,000's a lot.
They're like, I mean, how does that even, it's like, is that like just departments? Like, how do you fire 12,000?
With an email.
No, but I mean, like, is it, it's like, we're getting rid of the growth department. There's 5,000. We're getting rid of analytics or whatever,
Yeah, well, I think it's here on a much smaller scale. It may be a whole department, but it's also, overextending in those departments when the times are good. So, maybe you don't need,
everyone needs an assistant or whatever it is.
Yeah, maybe you don't need 3,000 or, 3x, the number of employees in this specific department. You can come down to 1.5x.
Yeah.
But I'm very curious. I think that, this wasn't much of a downturn. Things haven't gotten that bad. Housing prices lowered quite a bit, and demand stopped because of the rise in interest rates and the increase in inventory. But that's just one little sector.
Sure.
The economy as a whole hasn't really gone down that bad. I mean, unemployment's not that bad.
We're not seeing like a bunch of businesses close down and all that kind of stuff.
No, so it's been very good for a long time, and maybe the swings aren't going to be that bad as we go through the cycle, but I don't know. I mean, I'm very curious to see how it plays out, and I think we might just be very early on in the cycle of the economy.
Yeah.
Of this downturn.
I hear you. I don't know, man. I mean, we've never gone through it, right? And I agree, but also like there have been some things that have been really bad, right? Like
what?
Like FTX, Alameda type stuff. I mean,
but that had nothing to do with the economy. That had everything to do with fraud.
Yeah, but but it's like a lot of. I mean, I think they said that's the biggest financial collapse ever, history. I mean, it's a lot of people losing a lot of money, a lot.
Right. Well, that's just fraud, though. I mean,
I know.
That didn't happen because
But that's what happens, right? At the peak of markets is like. Wild things are just, tulip mania, right? It's just everyone just.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So, pop and then things start deflating a little bit. But, I mean, it'll, when, I don't know the number of tech employees who have been laid off, but 100,000, 150,000 from Apple, Amazon, Tesla, Twitter when Elon came in, who did I say? Google. Yeah. All these big Microsoft. All these people laying off all these people, and 100,000 isn't that big in the grand scheme of all the workers in the United States. But when it starts happening, domino falls, hits this domino, hits the next domino, and it has the trickle down effect into every aspect. So now when they don't have jobs, now they're not spending money. Now they, are not going out and spending, all this extra money on XYZ, or now the interest rates have risen, businesses are not taking out as many loans. And then next thing you know, and then everybody starts hearing all the fear, and they take action based on what they're hearing. So, things are going to get really bad. Therefore, I stop spending. I stop taking as much risk. Therefore, the economy stops growing. And, so maybe we're just early on. But I was talking to Josh, and he was saying, what do you think?
Josh Parker?
Yeah, this morning. What do you think we should, should me and Bryant just go out and, Matt introduced us to 12% hard money loan, 100% finance. Should we just take these deals down, the new home build package? I was like, I don't know, right now I don't want to buy anything that we're going to lose money on every month. We could gamble, and things may be great a year from now, but I don't know.
Sure.
And the other thing too is like, just because my decision is that we've also got 88 units that we own, and about $76,000 worth of mortgages that go out every month. So we've already got this storm that we're weathering.
Right.
And I don't want to throw another storm, in on top where I know for sure we're going to lose money.
Sure.
Every single month.
Yeah.
But,
could pay off. Yeah, I get it. 100%.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. I mean, I think that it probably will get a little bit worse.
Yeah, everyone's got their prediction. I made my prediction official the other day. 6 to 8 months, massive shortage in Austin. Things are hot again. That's my prediction.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
And that's housing. I'm not saying housing's going to be bad.
Yeah, and
in Austin.
I mean, that's the other thing is everything you're saying is, it might not be in Austin or it might not be that bad in Austin. It'd be very interesting to see what percentage of these jobs are laid off in Austin, because maybe it's none. I'm sure it's some, but maybe it's very low.
Yeah.
Maybe they're hiring in Austin.
Right. Might be. I mean, when's Apple's campus going to be?
Yeah.
Done?
I think 2 years, and they're
Space-
adding on, and Tesla's adding on. They just
SpaceX
announced.
just built in Bastrop.
Yeah. Tesla said they're doing 700 million more
Mm-hmm.
to their current, right? So we shall see. But weather the storm, the entrepreneur always faces challenges. That's one thing I know for sure. I keep saying this, but I wonder what I'm sure he's facing some big challenges, right? Like Tesla dropping in third or whatever and borrowing all this money on Twitter. I'm sure he'll be fine, but I don't think you ever just get to this point in business where it's just easy. Like you just constantly just fighting.
Yeah.
Depending on what your goals are.
Right. That's why, we ain't just going to the gym and trying to climb Everest.
Yeah. You guys have any questions, thoughts, comments, let us know. We are here to help, focusing on the entrepreneur. I'm still teaching my math class, ACC. It's been a little bit better, dude. The second time around, just enjoy. I'm like, hey, we're going to cold call today.
Do you ever teach math?
Yeah, I do. I think I teach what I think is important. There's 16 units. And so I'll pick 4 or 5 questions from each unit and we go over it, but it takes 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you guys, these 4 questions are going to be on the test.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, if you show up and participate, you're going to pass. But I want you to leave my class feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
And now I got people taking my class because they've heard about it, and that's the other thing, man. You realize ACC is a business. I get people to show up to class and pay. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll bring a value there.
Right.
So yeah, man, we'll keep plugging away. It's Friday. HQ in Austin. We got the Entrepreneur Roadmap class in a second. If you guys want to know more about that or have any interest in our wholesaling class, check it out. And then we have Mamba class, Kobe Bryant mentality. We're growing. We're looking for deals. We got another extension on Lano. I don't know if you're happy about that. I am. Mm-hmm. And we'll keep plugging away, man.
Cool.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you have a great and blessed Friday. Peace.
See you later.